Well, hello, and welcome. New day, new week, and same project though. Same project, but a new part of the project. So how's that? This is Julie with the Jewel Design. I am so happy you're here today. We are going to be working on the inside of our, and I literally mean the inside, of our envelope pocket journal. So we are doing this lovely colorful pumpkin fall autumn themed, of course, lots of orange. And we are taking 9x6 mailing envelopes. We did some sewing, we did some goodies, and we're making them pocket pages, right? Large pockets with other goodies, of course, on top. So we are pocketing either sort of a short or horizontal, so you have writing room here, or we're doing long, shallower pockets to write up here with long, lovely goodies inside. Oops, that's a string. Right, so this is what we have been working on. I got all the pockets done, so I'm really stoked. I just have a few pieces of ephemera to still decorate to put inside. But you're giving a little bit of space on the page. You have some things tucked into it. But now we need to put something in those large pockets. And so we sort of have 8x5-ish file folders that I'm using. Hinting at certain things, enjoying the folds. Like I did a little bit. This is something we're going to be able to write on. We're going to cover up the other side. We're going to cover both sides of the tabbed area because it's what's sticking out. But we're going to have this nice clean area to write on with a little something prettier on the other side. And so what I decided to do, and I decided in the end, we are going to use the fabric. I even dipped it a smidge in coffee, just for a moment to get a little bit of the white done, because I went ahead and took the fabric, scanned it in, and just put a slight cream overlay on it to get rid of some of that sort of brighter white, just to antique it up just a little bit, because these pages aren't perfectly white. There's a really gray taupey color to the background of them, and I just couldn't see doing them as the original white that it was. And it's a little off-white, but it's so minimum. So, loving that we did this. I took the clusters that I created for the kit. I overlaid it on the paper, right? Scanned it in, overlaid it. We're going to put it on these guys to tie the two together. Just totally loving it. But we're going to trim these out. We're going to round corners. We're going to make them fit nicely inside. And then we have the other side to write on. So, one side is definitely a little less, not by much. I think we're going to leave the lighter side to write on, darker side to enjoy. And we're going to go from there. So we're going to do two of them today. As you see, I have one beige with orange, and we're going to have one green on green, I think, to do this. So I felt that we had enough blue-green in the kit to sort of give us something, to work with. And so I thought, why not, right? Let's enjoy that a little bit. It is definitely green. I may go blue and green over it. How are we all doing? New day, new week. It should be a Tuesday for you guys, right? We started this last Thursday. Had a little fun over the weekend. So I thought we'd go ahead and do this, right? I am a little ahead of schedule, so meaning I do not have a whole lot of new information for you. So we're just going to sort of work on these two, hopefully pretty quickly. I may do a little stop and start just so that we aren't wasting too much time, but we are hoping. I was recording this, of course, the Monday before our Renaissance events, our little adventure. So hopefully when I see you guys on Thursday, I will have our weekend adventures to talk about, right? We almost didn't go. The group got a little screwy. We couldn't take the boyfriend on one end because he has to go back to Fresno, so he couldn't be out that late with us on a Sunday night. They had to get back, so okay, I'm oxiding this. I am putting a little bit of green. So this is what we're writing on. It's a little messy sometimes. That's the joy of it, but we're going to cover that side just like this one's orange. And it is a little, I don't know if I want that blue or not. I'm trying to debate whether or not. A little bit of blue. I think one oxide just overpowers the other one. Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit. I don't know. I don't think on the other side. I think we're going to leave the blue really just to this side. I think blue underneath first would have been better, and then green on top, because it just sort of washes the other one out. Bummer. Alright, that's okay. I'm not going to stress over it. Not at all. Now, I did do, though, on this side, on these, on the side that we were going to write on, I did fold each one of these little guys and just barely inked in spots to give it something of a distressed look, but we may be covering this tab end. On this end, when it comes to the inside when we're writing for the other sides, actually might be really fun. So I think what I'm going to do is we are going to lightly hit and miss our fold there. I probably shouldn't because it's probably not going to make it easy to do it. But I'm not trying to ink the whole thing. I'm just trying to ink parts of it so it looks distressed as an edge. But on the back side, it's going to be covered, so it's going to help reinforce it. But on this side, when we're writing, we'll have some with this little bit of ink distressed on the edge just for some kind of, we do need a little bit of personality here. We don't want it to be bland. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put the pumpkins. I have both, there's another set of these where the pumpkins are down the sides. And so I think the pumpkin variations are going to go on the orange. And we're going to do the more blue-green based pumpkins, of course, on those things. So we're going to sort of match it up that way. Why not, right? But yeah, it's been pretty quiet. We got chores done. We got house cleaning. The oldest got to see her boyfriend. He got to come in town. But yeah, he could hang out Saturday. He just got Saturday and Sunday confused when he first told us, yeah, we can go. Or he could go. I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then all of a sudden he's like, can I come by Saturday? Just quietly. And we're like, well, aren't we seeing you tomorrow? And he's like, oh, wait, yeah, tomorrow's Sunday. No, I gotta get back and I'm getting a ride. And, there's leaving at, say 7 o'clock Sunday night when you have to be back in, back in the dorms and getting going is not so much. Now, I just realized, well, I think we'll keep it. I was debating, I think I meant to, because I was thinking about, I started working on bits and pieces for the, we are going to round, I did notice getting things in and out. We're going to round some corners here, because I noticed that when I was trying to get this in and out of the pocket, I was really struggling. So we're going to round just a little bit, which is nice because these have some fun edges. That to have this a little rounded on the bottom isn't a bad thing. I think it's actually going to be nice. So we're going to do that, and we're going to do the same thing to the paper because I want that to match. And so yeah, so I know he got to come hang out on Saturday. So I was like, okay, so he was cute. He helped her. She got some schoolwork done in the morning, and then he helped her do her chores. Oh, super cute. She's doing one thing, he's doing something else. I was like, oh, lucky you. You're supposed to be helping me, and yet you guys are you're getting help. Wait a minute. You're getting help doing your chores? I don't know. Okay, that's that one. Ah! Okay, hold on. I was like, I didn't need peeps. Okay, so that goes to that one. I just realized, okay, I did round it, so don't forget. But I didn't round these yet. So this is the pumpkin one. This is the one I want to. And I'm going to round all 4 corners. Just sort of just help either be opposite or... Now I think we will definitely ink the paper to match the file folder that they're on. And yes, I am using... This one it was a really large one, so this one may be just an old, like, Target legal size file folder. I don't think it comes from our stash, though we do have the white, the brown, and the pink, our Neapolitan set. But this green one comes from our Pastel Vintage ones. We have it comes the green, the blue, the gray, and then 2 interesting looking fleshy pink colored ones. So, and those are part of that. Now, if I go all the way up, ooh, that's not too bad. That's actually super cute. Wasn't sure. Each one's a little off. I mean, each one I tried to cut everything evenly. I tried to. So if I level that out, that's not straight. So try to what isn't straight? Which side isn't straight, people? Oh no. I don't know if it's this, which is possible, or whether it's this. I guess we're gonna check both. Not that things have to be perfect, but I don't feel like stressing over. Hold on, I'm looking for my cutter. Oh, there it is. I had to move a few things for a second before I got doing my video. I had to put some boxes away. I feel like I need to double check something here. I don't know which one's straight, and so I think... Let me see something here. If I go off the bottom and I say, haha, I think the bottom is straight, I don't know if it's this or this. How am I going to know? It's probably best. Oh, I probably should cut both. I feel like I need to do both. So we're going to carefully push up tight and make sure, I mean, it should be, but I am going to see if we can square this out to make sure, even the slightest amount, this is as straight as it can be. And then we'll do the same thing to my, we'll recheck my square, because anything and everything can be retrimmed, right? And can be re-inked. Not a problem. I just hate to have it be too, like, off, and then I'm just like, ugh, right? I mean, I'm trying to do one of these beautiful things. I measured it, don't get me wrong. I measured one of these, and so then I measured that, and I'm like, well, what more do I need to do? So let's see something here. If I go across the bottom, so just here, let's go across the top, and like, yeah, I see I do this, and this is still off. So I have to assume that if this is straight, if I went straight, if I use this as my point, and I made these two straight to match, then this is just as wonky, right? You don't really notice how slightly off things are until you try to line them and give that cute border feel. And then you're like, oh, well, that isn't straight at all. And you can tell. And sometimes I fuss it a little bit, but we aren't doing anything in a way that I can hide it. I can't hide it. All right, so I'm going to say that's my straight end. I don't know. Let's go this one, I guess. Something's up, and I don't know where. It's supposed to be. There's supposed to be 5. Yeah, something is definitely not straight, and I don't think it's. I think it's that edge. It's that edge. So I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, everything else seems really straight. 8 by 5. I go 8 up here, and see, it is totally wonky right here. So we're gonna have to cut it up short. With the, see, you start moving it around. You go, wait a minute. Where's the edge that's weird? And that's going to make a difference. And don't be wrong, it was a little tight to begin with, so it's not like I didn't have a little room to play with, which is great. This is a little bit more your scrapbooking type feel, where you get that beautiful border. You don't have anything distressed. You don't really have anything, you know, uneven. And it, you know, where you can, you know, it's okay to be perfectly imperfect, and it's whatever. This is a little bit more scrapbooky, a little bit more perfect borders. But sometimes there's just something about that look that is just so yummy. I don't know. There are times where I really do love that really clean, like, hopefully blends nicely type of feel, where it looks like everything's pretty on point. And look, now I feel like if I went really tight with it, like, it's just barely, you can see it. It's not huge. There's not a lot. Here, let's me just do some lace over or under on this side. It gives us, you know, and the other side, of course, is, whoops, let's not cover the wrong side. There we go. So we double checked all that. We made sure it was straight. Now we have this one that, you know, hoping it's as straight as we can get. A lot tighter, so much better. Barely can see the border, don't get me wrong, but it's there. And then we get to decorate on this side and the other side to give it, so no matter how you flip the page, we have something pretty to look at. I hate when we decorate something and then the back side's what shows when you have, like, the book closed or whatever. You're like, oh, I put it on the left side and that's all I see now. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Like, let's start with this. But yes, okay, so nice and tight. No, some of these, yeah, we're gonna have some, I think some are gonna be bordered a little less and a little more, which is fine. I don't think they have to be perfect. I simply, I took the background, the fabric, and I just I mirrored it. So on some, we have the fox facing left, others we have the fox facing right. One I try to enhance near the squirrel. I think this one we see the squirrel more. The other one we have the fox. So 2 are based off the squirrel and a little bit of the hedgehog. The other 2 are more off the fox. So there's that too. So it's not exact same image, you know, perfect. Now I could have gone it to where we had something under. I think, yeah, we're going to do everything over. We're going to make sure everything's over the edge. We're not going to try to get it up underneath the paper like I've done in the past. That is still a little off up there, but it's so light you can't tell. I'm okay with it. Perfectly imperfect, right, ladies and gentlemen? All right, so there's that. So we're going to cover that up there. And I have our gold and foil, so I feel like a little bit of this over an edge would be nice for another layer, or even up here on this end where we're covering it. Yeah, I feel like we could get some, definitely could get some, you know, some glitter. semi-glide. I think it's almost like a foil mesh, which I love. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite things. Which I can't get anywhere else anymore. I don't even know where to find any more of it. It's when Dollar Tree used to have all kinds of things, and now we have nada. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Sorry, we're on a roll here. So I am going to cut this accordingly. I'm going to cut around this. I don't want it perfect, because I want some of the dots. I want not all the dots. I want I love sort of fussy cutting this. Sometimes I just go for the leaves. I don't even go for the dots. But in this case, I think the dots are a good thing. But we want to make sure, like, I just want to be able to, like, enhance that over the, I know it's right over my, it is right over the pumpkins, but that's okay. We have them over here too. And I feel like everything's going to be here. So when I'm sliding it in and out, nothing gets caught up here at the far end of our thing. As much as I love all this, I think I'm going to... I knew if I left him over there, I need him. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I do like using the shears, you know, little triangle, whatever dots, on the mesh, because instead of having that straight cut, it's sort of nice to have something a little rougher. And, not rougher, but like, because you can't really tear it. You can't really tear this. I mean, I guess you can, but I'm ending up, when we do it where I have, well, you can barely see it, it's just a little, it's just nicer. I so want to, nope, leave it in the corner. I thought I could go just straight down with it, but I do feel like I need to fussy it a little bit. So we can make the most of it. Really, we can. And then, whatever piece you cut off, I have to make stuff with. I'm hoping, actually, I have leftover fabric from the first cut that's going for our cover, to make maybe some fabric flips for autumn. So I think we can use some of these little pieces later in the, put them up there, in that part. Let's see, yep. All right, so what I'm thinking is we're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then we're going to put some kind of lace or, I'll put them over that way. Whether we do this lace, which I think we're going to put on the front cover. So I don't know if I want to put more right here when we have it on the front cover and we have it somewhere else. We're going to put it on the front cover. I think we're going to use some of our burlap trims and whatnot here. And I had that burlap out. Oh, I already finished that. I think I'm thinking of my last page. What was I losing it for? Oh, up here. Yeah, see, I have some of the trim here in the burlap, so I'm thinking. All right, let's get this down, and then let's get the other one glued down and see what first thought process we see on that one. All right. Now, it is silver on the other side, which is very cute. You could almost flip it over. This one, even though it's gold on this side, you could totally use the silver as like winter leaves, I think, on the other side. Totally, you could use it both ways. It's not really meant that way, but the way it's foiled and metallic, you could totally do it. You didn't care like what type of leaves they are. I would totally use the silver side. Totally. For a winter project. It'd be really pretty, actually. But that's, again, just another reason why I love this, and I really wish we could have gotten more of it. It's one of those things you don't see in hindsight, right? You're just like, oh, you know, we got some, and oh, I'll get it again next year. And then you don't know why it doesn't come back out. Oh, all right, so I'm trying to get some of the excess glue. I really do need to learn to use my, hold on, let me try to see if I can clean off. Well, that doesn't work. That just gets more fuzz. You're supposed to be able to just, when it gets too much, you just trim it off. Trim, if it doesn't wear off and you've got fluff, which I just put linen on it, that was not, it's not gonna erase, it's not like a normal eraser where you could run it across your jeans and it would take the lead off the end of your eraser. It doesn't work that way. It was not quite that way. There we go. Don't want too much excess because it gets a little shiny and it gets a little weird. So I want to be able to not really see that. It's fun when you want to cover it, when you're using the glue and you're going to cover it up with another product, but not so much when it's just extra residue. So how are we all? Hopefully you did have a good weekend. That you fun things to do. Hopefully you caught the reveal of the new kit. I know, not for our pink shabby lovers out there, for those who are ready for at least starting to plan or think their way through Christmas. I know. Want to start planning for Christmas? Yeah. I had to do something. It wasn't really intentional, like I said. It was just one of those, I was working on a class project. I thought of them. I had an idea of what I thought I wanted. And I just started pulling out elements that I knew I had. Or I had just downloaded, one or the other. And just sort of stoked that it came out the way it did. So there is a pink vintage, I call it a pink vintage Christmas. Not super heavy on any one thing. It has a snowman in it. It has holly berries, which were actually green and white instead of red berries. It's really pretty green with white berries in it. It's a very huge part of it. We have pink poinsettias. We have candy canes, things like that. So not, I don't know. I mean, there's a Santa's, a little girl, a snowman. I don't have any snowflakes in it, but I do have snowflakes in the fabric that's to come. So, a number of you did say you'd want the fabric, so I'm waiting to get my version of it first. I want to make sure it's good, that there's nothing weird with it. If it looks good, then, you know, I will immediately go get a yard of it so I can sell a couple swatches of it, some samples of it, you know, pretty much journal cover size worth, I believe, and so I can make, you know, the most of it. For those of you who really, really like the pink. So if you, because it's poinsettias, candy canes, and snowflakes in pink and mint. And so that is definitely, and it wouldn't, you know, you can do more than just that kit that I made it to go with. I think you could have it blend in with other journal kits and scrapbook papers over the years. There's been a lot of pink and mint kits out there over the past couple of years. And I think even that, to a point, that's sort of the color this year. We were looking at that. I think it's like a blue and a mint and a pink again for Christmas. So sort of cool. All right, so there we go. We've got the basics going here. We've got layers, right? We've got the fabric scanned in. We've got my digital fussy cuts over that. And then right now we have some foil mesh over this. So then we add the ends to it, and it'll be nice. And I did put this on cardstock so that it just helps make this thicker. I did not just put it on nice printer paper. I put it on my thinner card, my 65-pound cardstock, to help make this a little less flimsy. So let's see here. If we put it in here, oh, pumpkin on pumpkin here. Yeah, and the corners, oh, that goes in so much smoother. Okay, I feel so much better about that. And see, so it's gonna sit right there, and we're gonna put our lace and our, you know, lace on front and back. Maybe we'll put, like, you have to decide how fancy on one side and more simple on the other, but either way, you're going to have a great large journal card to pull out right on it, right? Or you can add more pockets to it, you can add more ephemera to it, but I thought, being the pocket that it was, we didn't want to ruin it. Okay, so there's that one. So far so good. So let's see what the green does. Let's see what the green, now like I said, I have these tabs, seasonal tabs that I could add to it if I really wanted to. I wanted to put in the middle. This is Seasons Pumpkin. The orange pumpkin one is really cute. That might be fun right at the front. Blend it in. And autumn and blue might not be bad either, because they're, well, that's not the bluey. See, we're more this. We're more these, where these two colors are even this one. So foliage is a little big, even though we have it. I could put it on one of these. On the blue-green one, maybe put the orange one on. Okay, well, sorry. Sidetracking, I know. But this is what happens. This is how the creative mojo goes, right? You pull something out and say, oh, I have this, and then you're like, well, wait, I like this, I like that, and you run with it. If you wait and you just don't, oh, I'll get back to it, oh, I'll remember, you don't, you forget, and then you go to do something, and then you're like, oh, well, I can't undo that, I can't go back and do it. But we'll split these out to where I have one front and one back tab. No, front and back tab, I guess. Yeah, I would have the two of these extra tabs. They were cute. I was hoping, because if you cluster them right, they're really cute, because you can put, when you're layering, right, you can put things front and behind it. as you see fit. It's not just a label in the middle. It just sort of gives it a little bit more dimension when you're working with it. So personally, that's what I think. I don't know. So let me guess, this is totally, yeah. So we can go here, and then the only thing is, if I want to go lace across it all the way across, we are actually going to, yeah, I won't do orange. I want it to be a little bit more dimensional. So I'll go just vintage, darken it up just a little bit. But yeah, let's see, what do we, I know, one more week, guys. We're less than a week away from officially fall. And of course, the rest of this week, I think I'm working on Christmas. I want to get back to Joey's file folders that I started a while back. We have a burgundy cranberry red one, which is going to be a little tougher because I don't have a lot to go with that one. I have we're working on the mint, this colored one, and that one's almost done. So I have to see if we have a few things to play with that one. And then I have one that's green, and I pulled the green and red stuff, like the green foliage from it, and I have hordes of vintage Christmas stuff to decorate that one with. So not a problem. Yeah, beyond belief. I'm like, oh, that's no problem. But I don't have anything at the moment that is in the burgundy, like that cranberry. It's not red, it's like a cranberry red, and it's a dark, rich one, and I don't have a lot. I'm like, oh no. So that one's gonna be a little more, you know, a little more whatever. So this one, I feel like we need to really thin something up here, and then, or I don't know, thick here behind it and thinner layer below it to sort of blend it in. And I think it would be good, but we're gonna have to do some work to figure that out. And I did not pull enough stuff. I'm not as put together as I thought. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. But see, we do it just right. There's an extra, this is sort of its own tab, and this is a little bit of an extra tab. And the first one, and I think the last one, because I don't want them back to back, or third one, excuse me. There we go, first and third one, which that works too. Sorry, I have stuff everywhere. I feel like this one could withstand and hold up on this one foliage. And this one, what's the paper on that one? Let me see. Yeah, it's pretty. That'll work. It has some greenery. It has some florals on it. So yeah, I was trying to see which one had more floral than the other one, but not by much. Okay, so let's put this together so I know. We're going to try to do sort of the same thing. Find a way to integrate lace, you know, in front or behind it. So there we go. But we'll work this one. I was hoping to get both of these, one of each of these. Oh, sorry, I heard a kitty cat. I wasn't sure if I was gonna get someone out here or not. Oh, I do. Hi, baby boy. Yeah, he's a little. What time is it? Okay, yeah, we're good. That is recording right. Oh yeah, for a thin second there, I was like, no. All right, because that would have been terrible. Now, after that last debacle, right? We did all that work. Here, let's make sure. Let's just get ahead of the game, right? Big old thing. No room whatsoever. Alright, so we know that that has to be, I'd like to think is straight, and even if it isn't, that is what we're going off of. So, it is thin. So that's straight. I mean, this should be, but I am cutting against a number of things. What are you doing, bud? Oh, no. Hold on. No. Sorry, guys. Hold 1 second. Okay. Oh my gosh, that was a close call. Yeah, we have our black and white cat we've had for a year, and he is in one cat fight after another. Keeps coming home with scratches and bruises or boo-boos. He keeps losing his flea collars, which, I mean, honestly, well, yeah, that too, but he keeps losing his collar, which I thought, okay, fine, to a point. Pull hard enough, they'll come apart, but then he started losing flea collars, as I said, and that's a lot harder to do. And so there was a fuss. Good try, bud. Close the door. I had left my back door open, which they are retractable screens, which means the bottom screen comes and goes, so you can get underneath it. And he's very smart, and he knows he can get underneath those screens. And I completely blanked out that I had left the door open with the screen, and he's been in for the past, I think, close to 48 hours. And he's getting antsy, and I'm like, ugh. He sleeps all day, then he wants dinner, and then he gets cranky at night, but he goes out at night and he gets into fights, and he goes out early in the morning and he gets into fights, or at least screaming matches with other cats. and my neighbor is a problem, and they were ranting and raving the other morning about needing to trap a cat, and it's, I don't know, all kinds of stuff that really isn't none of their business, but it makes me nervous. And so I don't like conflict. I don't want drama. I just want to be able to keep this cat. This cat has a lot of comfort to my daughter, and he does love being with us, but he's antsy. And so anyway, the moment I'm done here, I have to go I need to not just feed him, but I need to put him on his leash, which he'll hate, but better than nothing, because he's quick. Okay, what is up with these things? They just all of a sudden give. Now, if I could have been out there a little longer with him, he might have gone outside and gone potty, but he's going right now, which is fine, in the potty box. Okay, so we on a few sides here, we've trimmed them up so that they're pretty, what's the word, straight. Oh, I forgot, I'm going to do that too. Sorry, I did not mean to have to do that. I had to be out there for about 5 or 10 minutes, so luckily everything held. Okay, so that's a little straighter. Hold on, I don't want to put that back on the board with you guys. Oh, jeez. Figure, let's see if we can do this, which, no clue. Let's see if we can go straight the first time out on this. And that way, I'm not guessing it all the way around, right? I'm not going, oh, is that straight? Is that straight? But yeah, I had to go get him because I didn't know which fence he'd go over. And if he goes over to one neighbor, they're the ones that I worry about, them trying to trap him and try to play it off like there's something bad going on when there isn't, because they wouldn't take care of him. And so when I decided to do so, they got mad at me. And it's like, well, I'll give you every opportunity to claim the cat and take care of it, and you don't want to, so you got them for a year, but every so often they get all bent out of shape. So I've been trying to keep him in quite a bit, and he's not liking that so much. Okay, so this one is definitely, some of these are smaller. So even if I corner it, it will be beautiful this way, but we are definitely coming up a little too long over here. So I need to, if I keep it tight, we want to cut it definitely inside this guy here. I hate to lose that trim, but sorry, that was a totally different noise. But I definitely don't want it too far up. That trim we can use on something else. Even the smallest thing. Isn't it pretty? You could totally use that on something. Never not use it. Let's see if that works. Sorry, that just like threw me for a loop. I wasn't expecting to have to do that. So that came out maybe a little short, but we definitely have this beautiful piece up here to work with. So I do want something to work with. I do want something to cover with lace for a nice trim. I definitely want that, you know, as much as a little bit would be nice on the I love it though, that green, my green sage. It looks really good on this fabric. It really helps pull those colors. I just don't know if I need a new, it's like it just doesn't, never wants to stay. And so apparently not. Ugh, I give up. I'm like, nope, that one's been struggling for a little bit, and I just don't know because it's old, or I don't need new ones. I think because they start warping. I'm noticing that these little guys, even though they're Tim Holtz, Ranger, whatever, they do start warping a little bit. As you see, they're bent, and I'm like, well, stay. Of course, that oxide was beautifully built up, though. Oh, there we go. On my thing. Okay, there we go. It's fine. We're good. Trying to get back. I'm a little... I knew it was going to throw me. Okay, there we go. So, ta-da! So some are heavier here, some are heavier here. We do have that also. Well, this one though, we want that blue and green. I don't know. I don't know what we want to, how we want to enhance them. The other one's nice because it is beige, it is orange and cream, and so. But this one we're doing a little bit more with the green. With the backing, so we want it to stick out, so I don't know. I think I've got them started, guys, but I don't think I'm going to get as far as I was hoping today, and I'm so sorry. I was so stoked about just getting the paper part done, and the sizes and all that, but I did not. And I got a little sidetracked with the cover, which I'll show you if they are dry. I need to iron them a little bit, but I do have that to show off too. Yeah, I don't know. I was going to do the cover with you guys, but I may not. I may just get it going and get it decorated, and then you guys just get to see the final, right? So, there we go. We get that distressed look, but there it's not flimsy. It's not whatever. It's beautiful to write on. And there's that. So with this side is definitely going to give have our lace and our trim and our pretty. Sorry, I just saw something. I wasn't sure if it's too... We bunched it up. We've been doing a lot of scrunchy stuff lately. It's pretty. It's a little... It is floral. It is gold. This actually would be prettier on this because it's gold on gold. So we could bunch this up and then put a thin trim across the bottom. And that would be sort of fun. I keep going back to this one. This one is throwing me a little. Now, this one I do though, have lovely, let's see, both ends we have white and green. We have some green, two different types of green. Ugh, I have plenty. Let's see. I want more of that. I don't know if I have a dark one this way. Do the beige. Are those two? Floral, not brown. Let's see. What if we went... Yes. Okay, we have that. I do have this one. If I wanted to do more of a cluster of something here, which that could go up there, and I can even cut it to match the rest of the... what do you want to call it? I mean, we could do something like that. I'm not always stoked about the flat edges. Unless I do... Yep. Yeah, we could do something like this. And then I could always just put something across it. But we have those. We want to decorate something really unusual, just like we did with the gold stuff here. We could go more down to earth over here. It's just getting the lace and the I'm looking for stuff. I'm looking to see what scraps I have before I get into anything else. Sometimes you have the perfect scrap and sometimes you don't. This could be fun just to help bleed that a little bit. We need some inking. I have two different things going on right now, which doesn't surprise me. Whoops, I need to go over here. I like that idea over there. So let's... I love the thing about inking is that it just gives you sort of that inner shadow, outer shadow, or inner glow, outer shadow feel for dimension. So, you know, a piece of, whether you do it digitally or you do it with ink, it just helps whatever you're working on sort of stand out and not feel so perfectly like three-dimensional. It doesn't feel so too one-dimensional. Or two-dimensional even. It gets a little bit more three-dimensional when we get a little bit of a shadow. Inking in this paper world is just like the biggest way to do it. Or the easiest way to do it. It just makes all the difference in the world. Okay, I don't need to do all of it because I know we are covering a chunk of it. But like we can do a little ink there, which is hard to tell, but it is there. There's a little bit of inking there. We will cut that side to blend in with the tab. And I want to put some of this mesh maybe across it, but we're going to there. We're just going to barely try to trim it so that, there we go. It isn't super straight. I have that. It does cover up my butterfly a little bit in this corner. Which, I mean, he's over here too, but maybe we can turn it a little bit so it's not so covery. Do that, do that. And then we can put, see, I love when I can find a little bit of something. I do have a darker green, but I think it's very, I mean, it's, I don't really think I want it as a green. I just wanted to be able to sort of blend it. Soften the line. Soften that harsh line. But I do feel like maybe then like this would be really nice, you know, down the side. When it's all said and done, we can like blend it in just like that actually. That's what we're going with. That's what I'm doing. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay. As best I can. Look, as best I can. Sometimes it's just sort of fun to... I'm trying to get enough contact with this, that, or the other thing to just so I know things are sort of where I want them. And then I can go back underneath and get the rest of it, I think. Especially when I get clusters and I get, oh, I like it just like that. And then I'm like, oh, if I pick that up and put it back down, I will never get it back where I want it. You have to find something that you can sort of anchor it with, knowing it's where you need it to be. And sets of 3, so this sort of helps. We have just one trim. Everything sort of there we go. You can still see the butterfly. We'll trim off whatever is overlaying it. So I want to try to keep that sort of, I want to keep that little bit of what makes it a file folder, right? If we can help it. All right, so there's that. I found a corner not glued down. Okay, maybe it's just me. What else? We need to get the actual. Let's see if we can get some. But yeah, I just feel like lately he's lost so many collars, and it just, I mean, I yanked. This is like a little mini dog collar. It is not a cat collar. It is not. They say breakaway one moment, but then I think it's supposed to be for. Yes, if a cat got themselves caught up on something or got, you know, caught by something else, that you could, the collar would give so that they didn't get hung up on stuff. When a dog doesn't need it as much, right? They're attached to you. Hopefully they're not less likely to get caught up on something. And I am bunching this on purpose. A cat will go up over a fence, go underneath a bush, something, and get caught. The last thing you want them to do is sit there and get, you know, get stuck and not get out. But I am losing collars left and right, and I'm thinking, what are you doing that is getting you constant pulling collars? And I'm starting to think it's not something but someone. Which I really hate to think that we have somebody in the neighborhood that is doing so. I mean, we have a couple boys, and it always seems to be the boys, but we have a few boys that can't seem to keep their collars on for some reason. But again, I still start to wonder for any of them, like, why can't you keep the collar on? Like, I don't really understand why you can't seem to keep your collar on. But when your flea collar goes missing, I do seriously start to worry, because that's, I mean, that does have a breaking point, but it's quite a breaking point. I think you really have to work at that. So, I don't know. I hate to think bad. I don't like thinking bad of anybody or anything. What, bud? I'll feed you in a moment. Yeah, he started getting antsy. He doesn't, you know, he didn't belong to anybody. If someone else thought it was sweet to feed him for a while, I guess we all did. But he kept getting hurt and he kept getting injured, and I just can't do it anymore. Like, when he couldn't walk one day, and a couple days ago, same thing. All of a sudden, he was very ginger with his whole right side. He has issues. He's got some nerve issues from something. The fact that when I found him, or when he found us, his back right hip, or his tail was all out of whack. And so it had got caught, it had got kinked, it had gotten injured by a door, by a car, by something. And so I was like, oh. So it healed, but things weren't all that great. And a few months later, you know, he's struggling. So now I want to add bling because I can't help it. I wonder if we could get, I have these strips. Oh, I keep forgetting I have that, but that's pretty funky. What if we added a little bit of, I don't think I want, no, I don't know if I want the gold. That's more beige. This is more creams. This is definitely gold. And if these were a little bit more brown, I would do it. Okay, no. We're going to do that for the other side. But I do have a little bit of this left in a couple spots. Hold on. Oh, I do have a smaller one. Did it for something else. I don't even know. It may even go on that. We could do that and even come up a little shorter to add a little orange to it. A little pop. I feel like, and I don't know if that's black or brown. Isn't that crazy? I was inking something and I cut across it and distressed it, and then we ended, I think I distressed paper and then ended up having to cut it short. So this perfectly distressed, I think it was for the orange cover of the that last autumn book I did. That was very envelope interactive. So all right, let's I'm gonna stair step. We're still gonna use the fabric tack, a little bit of ink. Come on. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's just too many colors, 120 bucks worth of flea collars out the door, and I'm like, So he's either going too far and he's getting himself into trouble. He's getting into places he's not supposed to. Which means, you know, he's leaving the yard too far. Even leaving the cul-de-sac too far for me to go, no, I'm not happy about this. But I need to break him of the habit. I mean, we did it when we finally officially took him on. He was, you know, being sick and all. I was like, nope. We had a leash for him and everything. Oh yeah, he loved that. But he's about to get back to that. So when I'm done here, I'll feed him, and then I will definitely see if I can get the leash on him. If I can get the leash on him, he gets to go outside for a little bit. I feel like he does have that need to like spray and do little things like that. That his body just goes, I have to go do. He'll pee, but in the litter box. But oh no! Hopefully I didn't just destroy that. Okay, so there we go. Isn't that just sort of cute? A little bit of pop. Eek! I have stuff everywhere. I really do. Having that other kit still out is really not good. And the fact that we still have. Oh, ooh, oh, oh! I flipped those around, didn't I? I just realized there's a reason why that third one is orange, because the first one's supposed to be green. Well, so that means my things are back to back. I put them on the, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, so there's our first one. See, ta-da, so far so good, but we don't have this. I have to still do that side, but we're gonna leave it there because what's gonna happen is we're gonna, by looking at that, I'm gonna want to put, oh, too far. We're going to want to do something, you know, pretty good here that may even stick out a little farther. So there's that one. But that's for our first page. I'm not so sure. I think I'll be rearranging those for sure. All right, so here's the fabric. You may not even be able to tell. Like I said, I just dipped it in coffee real quick, and it is creamier, which feels like more like the paper, which is great. It's not so white. You can sort of see where the white is still in the background a little bit, but I think that's going to help with our covers. He's cute here, but I think this is going to be our front. I'm just going to barely wrap it around the cardboard. I found cardboard to wrap it on. One of our favorite coffee boxes has just the right cardboard and just the right width. I didn't have to cut the width, just the height. So that is going to be our covers to these guys. I'm going to make it work, right? And then this one, I'm thinking, we're going to, I'm going to eyeball it a little bit. We know that this is going to get tucked underneath, so we'll move it a little bit, but we're going to scrunch this up, because I think I have a little left of a, scrunch it a little. I'm really loving this whether it is crinkled ribbon, whether it's, I mean, anything. I just love crinkling things up right now instead of trying to do an official, like, sewn in ribbon or sewn in ruffle. I'm loving the sort of glued version quite a bit. Okay, that's off. And we're going to do the same underneath. We're going to keep everything rounded with the tab. And I just cut that off, didn't I? That's all right. Then we put that one over it. And same on the other side. Plus that way if it's not a perfect cut, it's not as obvious either. We scrunch it up a little bit. Excuse me. Yes, I held that back because I didn't feel like making that a big one. Okay, so we're going to get up under here and we're going to start scrunching. Scrunchy, scrunchy, scrunchy. Maybe, maybe not. I'm trying to do something here. The joys of glitter glue. I mean, not glitter glue, but the fabric tack, because you do have a little bit more playroom, but maybe I do know. There we go. This is covering it, so it does help, you know, make sense to why it may not be a perfect, why it's straight all of a sudden, but there we go. I do like it. It's pulling the colors from here, so. But yeah, I definitely think this side, where we have the writing side, we're going to put a little bit of a wider ribbon, or not ribbon, well, we could do that too. Either a ruffled ribbon, yes, we're going to ruffle it up like this, or we are going to, you know, a wider lace, so that it's sort of sticking out behind. And I think that's going to make a huge difference. Like, it's going to give us a little bit more, another layer to the front. It'll keep it simple on the back, so we are, of course, you can write and we don't feel distracted, but it's still pretty. But it's still pretty, right? So we're going to do this. Move it down a little bit because I realized that was not centered from what we designed. There we go. And then I think I have a thin lace that we're going to put down here. That's going to make all the difference. Now that is sticking up some, and for the moment I'm not crazy about it, so we're going to bring it down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, we don't have that sticking up at all on that end, do we? Let's move it up a little bit. And that is, so I know you're really, well, the lace may or may not show it, so we're just going to cut it off a little bit. There we go. Okay, so there's our tab. Tab of our tab. See, there we go. It's supposed to be the first pocket, which it is. It's still tight. Wow. Even though we have that paper. Okay, so there we go. First one, so yeah, we need some lace. And I have itty bitty lace. I don't have much of it, and once it's gone, it's gone. I'll be bummed. Eek. God only knows what I just knocked over. Itty bitty lace, itty bitty lace. I just took something off. Oh shoot. Well, I had itty bitty lace. I just don't know what I just did with the itty bitty lace because I was just looking at it. Just had it, and I'm hoping I didn't use it. Wouldn't that be funny? I've been staring at a little lace, and then all of a sudden I use it unceremoniously. Ceremoniously? Did I say that correctly? I don't know if I put it in with my other stuff because I pulled so much for the. Well, there's that too. I mean, I have more mesh. I really, well, maybe. I'll be doing that. I have this itty bitty white, but it's white lace too, and I don't know if the white would be too obvious. But when you can't find it, you can't find it, right? No, I can't for the life of me find it. So that sort of takes the thing right out of it. It takes the option out of it for you, right? But I feel like we need one more thing. So why don't we, It really just blends right in. It doesn't do what I'm looking for the bordering. It's not bordering it off the way I want it to. I'm never going to get that back in there. Shoot, hold on one second. Let me pause so I can find this and not waste any more time, because we are at 54 seconds. So 54 minutes, 1 sec. Yep, it was with the altered book. Okay, so this was what I was thinking, but it is definitely white. And it's very open. So I don't think it gives me that bordered look I was hoping for, because it is very light. I wanted it a little thicker, so I think we're going to end up keeping it pretty... Hold on. I will poke myself with that one. Yeah, but it was sitting with all the altered book stuff, because it is white, and there's so much of that altered book stuff I'm using. Alright, so this is pretty light and airy. This would give me both that finished edge I was hoping for, and flip it around the other way, where it's something a little flatter, and sure, why not? We're committing to that, then I'm letting you go. I'm trying to stay under an hour, but it's a little easier said than done. I thought, oh, these will be quick. I can't. I don't do quick, I guess. I'd have to have it very, 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 very planned out and just go for it and be like, here it is. I already did all the thought process, did everything I should be doing. No thinking whatsoever, no creativity whatsoever. But, yeah, at that point, I might as well finish it, because, I've already done all the thinking, so I would just go ahead and finish it, and you guys would see the final product. I don't know, that's always fun. All right, there we go. So, loving that. I'm glad I scanned in the fabric. We added some graphics. Now we've added glitter foil tulle and ribbon, and fabric and burlap ribbon. We've added a dictionary tab to add to the sort of tabbed feel at the end of our ordeal. And there we go. So then the back is ready to go. So all we have to do is add a little bit more of a lace. I need to find one of my wider border laces, or a little bit more border, like it's an edge / spine lace. And because we have that, it sticks out nicely, really gives some new layering to it. It will stick out beyond the cover. The cover fits perfectly exactly where it is. So that was supposed to be my back cover, and I put a beige in there, so we're going to do this. I was trying to put one of my bigger ones in the back, but I may have just flipped these all around for the upteenth time, right? Let's see. I know, and all their goodies. Not very clean. Okay, so here we go. Here's what we're thinking. We've got both, creamy colored file folders with orange edges. We're going to have green on green here, right? A lot of fun. On my back, my front, my middle, my side. I don't know. There we go. So there's our front one. Definitely needs some more lace. Our second one has this lovely, right? So all this is sticking out. That gives it some more dimension. The cover stops here. You'll see these things sticking out. These are all things that'll flip open, right? So there'll be another one there. And then our back one will be another green, and it'll have that extra last little tabby ordeal on it. And then a cover behind it to help, because this is like, we don't want this to be the last thing that'll get beat up. But isn't it cute? There we go. That's what we did with that secondary elongated, corrugated pocket with the pretties in it, with some extras in it. So everything's getting some extra goodies. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our first 2 large journal cards done. Or almost. As done as we're going to get today. And, yeah. So next time you see this, it probably will be done. I don't think you guys want to see a cover. It'd be like a 5th video. So we'll see. I don't know if another one in a row would be a good idea, or I'll come back to it. But I'm just going to take the fabric I just showed you. I'm going to wrap it around cardstock. We're going to put some kind of border lace on the inside of the pocket. Keep it to a nice brown backing, because I'm not going to cover everything. We're going to leave to the brown. Keep to that corrugated brown look, right? Everything's going to be slightly around the edges. Right, a little bit of this, just right on the edge. We'll put a border lace on the bottom. I will stamp leaves on this, and the cover will be done. I tried to go as straight as I could with the shears, so I can literally just wrap it over, and we have a nice solid cover. We get all of this to play with, so I can put a topper right here, make her our focal point. All great. Backside's clean and easy. Add some extra journal cards to it, and away we go. I just have to do the grommets on each one. So love you all very much. Thank you for coming along as you got to see all the wonderful things that I'm doing and how I'm trying to go about it. Scanning in and bringing it all together and just having a grand old time with a little bit of a nice fun pumpkin project as we are, what, 1 week away from fall. So love you all very much, and we'll talk real soon. Bye-bye.